Well, good evening, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday today, isn't it? Yes, it's Wednesday. It's my midweek mediumship, so that would make sense. Hello to everybody. Have you missed me? It's been a few weeks since I've been on, but I am back. Welcome, welcome, and I hope you are all well as well. So as usual, this evening we are here for your mediumship. So do get your comments coming in. Don't forget to like and share, please. Share. Like. Get your comments in. As usual, SBTV, we don't ask for stars. We are a free channel. So don't send your stars, but what we do need is you and your comments and your interaction. So do get them coming in. Just a slight note, we are still having some technical issues with Facebook. So there's a little bit of a delay on your comments there, but all the same, please do get your comments in. And also if you're watching on YouTube, that's working absolutely fine. So do get your comments in there as well. So wherever you're watching from, get your comments coming in. Do say hello. Do let me know that you are there. And this evening, it's not just me, but at 8 p.m. this evening, we have Stace and Richard doing readings at 8 p.m. So you're in for a treat this evening. So do stay with us. Do stay with us, and hopefully you will enjoy. So as usual, do get your comments coming in. Hello, Anne. Good evening to you. Oh, and also, I just want to send out a little bit of a thank you. So to anyone that did come to the evening in Littleport on Saturday, thank you very much for coming. We hope you enjoyed the evening. We all very much did enjoy it. We had a lovely time. And if you did watch the little clips online as well, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed that. There were a few internet issues on Saturday, but we still hope that if you did watch the clips online, that you did still enjoy what you saw. But yeah, I just want to send out a big thank you to those of you that did take the time to come along, and we hope that you enjoyed it. So thank you. Anyhow, let's just say hello to some more people. So Cheryl Flint. Hello, Cheryl Flint. I hope you're well, my darling. Carol McDowell, good evening, watching on YouTube there. Carrie Todd from Louisiana, fabulous, watching on YouTube. Thank you for joining. Lisa, hello, lovely Lisa. Hope you're well, my darling, watching on YouTube. Paul, hello, I am fabulous. Thank you very much. Hope you're well as well. Hope you're keeping well. Oh, I might have to come back to in a minute. Melissa, hello, Melissa, hello to you. I might go to him. Yes, add him to the queue. Oh, fabulous. Okay, what else? What else we got? Something's affecting my chest. That's come out of nowhere. Kelly Elliott, hello. We're well, Kelly. I hope we're well. I'm well. Are you well, Richard? Richard's well as well. Caroline, was there 33 on? I can't see the numbers, so I was up since then, but 33 is a magic number for me. Rachel, hello to you, my darling. I'm assuming on Facebook there. Yeah. Got Debbie, Lisa, who else we got? I'll just call out names, people. Steve Welling, hello, Steve. Oh, Steve was on yesterday. Oh. Well, hello, Steve. Thanks for joining. Margaret. I'm just calling out names, people, because again, we've got issues with Facebook. So I'm just listening to what's going on behind the scenes. So in case you wonder what I'm doing, where it's coming from. Kirsty Cook from Scotland. Welcome, Kirsty. Christine, hello, good evening. Good evening, good evening. And a couple more. Angie Turner, hello to you. All good, thank you, Angie. Hope you're well as well. Tilly, hello to you as well. Martin Griffiths, hello to you. Hello, hello. And Stace, hello, Stace. Good evening to you, my darling. Right, I think we'll get started because I've already got Spirit talking to me or communicate with me. Let me work. I'm going to go with Paul first, actually, because as Paul's name came up, I was drawn there. Okay. So, Paul, as usual, if I come and work with you today, whoever I'm working with, Just as quick as you can, just put the comments into the chat box, because obviously that keeps the flow of information coming in and keeps my link with spirit. As usual, I say it as it is. I give it how I'm hearing it, receiving it, feeling it, whatever. So I don't tend to feel a lot of things. So if you understand what I'm saying, if I'm working with you, please just do acknowledge it. If you're not sure, it's okay to say I'm not sure. I will not be offended. So Paul, what I want to say to you, as I looked at your name, I did get the chest issue. That's why I coughed all of a sudden, right? So Paul, I do feel that there is. I'm going to lady step forward. I've got to say, Paul, is my feeling. She gives me that motherly feeling. So it's a mother. I want to go more with mother, but I don't want to put her in spirit if she's not there. But it's just my feeling. It's a motherly, grandmotherly energy that I've got, or a spirit person, I should say, not an energy, it's a spirit person. As a female, I've got stepping forward. Now I feel, because of that cough that I had earlier and my chest was affected, it feels to me like this female in spirit did have some kind of chest issue, which would have affected, for me, the lungs. So whether she was a smoker, whether she had a lung disease or a lung condition, that would be my symbol for that, and that's why I let out that cough. Is that they had a chest issue. This lady would also have been quite strong in character, I want to say, because there's strength of character about her. Yeah, I wouldn't want to mess with her, actually. I just feel quite strong character with her. She does want to put a pair of glasses on my face, so I do feel that from that point of view, she would have worn glasses, right? Now, also, Paul, I don't know if this is my memory. It might be my memory pulling this in, because I know you have told me this before, but I keep getting Scotland being said to me. And if I'm correct, I think you did move there. So that's not necessarily psychic information or spirit information. I think that's my mind pulling that in. But I just need to say it because I keep hearing it in my head, Scotland, Scotland, Scotland. So I'm just being very honest with that. Yeah, she was very strong. Okay. And not, I want to be clear and say not strong in a horrible way, but just strong in character. There's no agenda with her. You knew who she was. You knew where you stood with her straight away. There was no pretense. It was just who she was. And I feel that a lot of that strength came from what she had gone through in her early life, is my feeling here. Because this lady feels very, very independent, I want to say. I don't feel like she needed people to do things for her. She didn't need a man to do things for her, because she would have done it herself, is how I feel with her. Now, what are you doing, love? Now, Paul, what she's just showed me is she's cleaning windows, and not the inside. I feel like I'm outside. I'm cleaning outside windows. And the reason I'm saying that is because I can see her on a ladder cleaning the outside windows. And that just goes to the character of her not needing someone else to do her job for her. She would do it perfectly fine herself, is my feeling. So that's how she's making me feel. So if you understand all that, please do let me know. A year before she died, she wore glasses. Okay. So she's just identifying herself here by giving me these little bits and pieces, putting the glasses on me, just to kind of give the evidence this is her jumping in. Okay. All right. I know this is a very generic name, but again, I give it as I'm hearing it. I have got Mary being said to me, Paul. I don't know if this is her name or there's a connection to a Mary somewhere, but Mary has jumped into my mind. Who? I know it's quite generic again, but I'm going to give it. There's also a John. I've got a link here as well. So Mary and John, yes, they're very generic. However, they are people's names. So I'm hearing it, so I'm giving it. Eats too much. Okay. Okay, Paul, I don't know if this is you that she's referring to. I don't think it's her that she's referring to here. But I've got to mention the person who eats a lot of pasta. And it's quite random, but as people know me, I am very random. And I work with spirit quite randomly. So she's given me pasta. Okay, let's look at your comment there. She always said it as it was. Always done windows, said, why pay someone to do it when you can do it yourself? Exactly. I like this woman. And yes, you can take the names. Marvelous. And I just looked at the screen there. I saw 18, 11, 11. Again, magic numbers coming in here. Okay, right. Bring me back, love. I've got the pasta I've got to give, and what you showing me there. Okay. And I've also got to give you a shepherd's pie as well. She is handing me a shepherd's pie, so I feel that this lady would have made a mean shepherd's pie, right? We have pasta for dinner. Get out of it. You have pasta for dinner this evening. Well, call me psychic. Well, not really psychic. It's this lady telling me that. So I'm quite impressed by that. I know it's only a little thing, but anyway, let's get on with it. Yeah, sorry, shepherd's pie. I've got to give you that. What else are you giving to me, my darling? A Wednesday. Okay, and it's Wednesday today, but it's something else. Okay, shepherd's pie is your favourite. Marvellous. Well, take this from this lovely lady. Now, also, Paul, she just said to me Wednesday, and I know it's Wednesday today, but it's not that. There's something significant about a Wednesday, and I had this at the show on Saturday actually, and I've learned that when Spirit give me a day of the week, which is even more specific than a month of the year, it generally means something important, like it's the day they passed away on a Wednesday, whether a Wednesday was your day to get together, whether it's a specific day to go. No, like some people, they choose, I don't know, a Friday to get together, or Tuesday they might go to bingo or something. I don't know, but Wednesday seems to be important. So I don't know if you're going to remember that the day that she passed, but that's my feeling. That Wednesday is important around that kind of topic, is what I want to say. All right. And mention Feb. Okay, you're born a Wednesday. Oh, could be that then. I don't know. It might be. I'm just going to keep it out there as a Wednesday. If that's how you take it, that's how you take it. But Wednesday just seems to this lady to be really important, which I've got to call it out. I've got to also give you the month. Actually, the month of February is important as well. So as usual, they represent birthdays, passings, anniversaries. And what else you're saying to me? I've got to give you the month of October as well. So February and October seem to be important that I have to mention, either relate to her or to yourself. But yeah, those 2 months are quite relevant, I feel. Are you? Okay. Okay. Now, Paul, there must also be a dog in spirit. Now, the funny thing, I'm not necessarily seeing the dog. Okay, February, her first grandson was born, so that would be important. In my opinion, it would be if it's her first grandson. And Dad's birthday is in October. Okay. Yeah, I've got to mention a dog. And the only reason being is because she just said to me she's taking the dog for a walk, but I'm not seeing the dog. So usually I would, if there is a dog up there in spirit, I would normally see. I wouldn't necessarily get the breed, but I would at least be aware there's a dog there. But all I've heard in my head is that she's taking the dog for a walk. So I know it's her dog, your dog, someone else's dog, but that's what she's doing. That's what she said to me in my mind. Let me see. Yeah, there's definitely chest issues I've got going on here because I'm finding it a bit hard to breathe. So I'm trying to catch my breath. And look, I know we all lose our breath towards the end, right? That sounds very obvious, but it's more than that. It's finding it a bit difficult to breathe. Okay. All right. Very clean and tidy woman. I know I've mentioned clean the windows, but what she said to me is that that your house, how do I say it without making that sound like your house is dirty? She's saying you could do with the polishing, because she's got a tin of polish out and her duster, and she's polishing away whatever she's polishing away. And I feel like she's saying to you that there's bits in your house that could do the bit polishing, right? Are there 6 dogs? That's fine. Whatever dog she's taking for a walk, she's taking for a walk. I don't know which one it is, but she's taking it for a walk. That's all right. Oscar. Now, if that's the name of one of those 6 dogs, I shall, yeah. Paul, I don't know if Oscar is related here somewhere, but I've just had Oscar said to me. I don't know if that's one of the dogs, one of the 6 dogs, but as I've said that, I've just heard that name. So I'm giving you that as well. Anything else you want to say, my darling, before I wrap it up? Okay. Okay. What I want to say to you, Paul, is what I've just heard her say is you made a bold move, but it was a good move. And I feel that's probably to do with your relocation, is my feeling there. And that she supports that. Because what? I feel like, and you can confirm this or not, that from her point of view, from what she sees, it feels like you've got a better way of life or more comfortable living where you've gone. So that's why the reason why because I don't feel like this lady here had a lot of money herself. I don't feel she had a lot. I don't feel she was very materialistic. I feel very grounded and earthed with her. And so I feel what she's saying, she's taking that her own example and applying it to you. No, get out of it. Yes, that's her dog. Are you telling me Oscar's her dog? Richard, I want to pay rise what I do. I got that right. Okay, so yeah, she's applying that to you, that she agrees with you. You made a bold move, but it was a great move for you, and she's very happy. She didn't have money, absolutely. She made do with what she had, right? But very strong, very grounded. I'm going to wrap it up there, Paul, because she could talk to me all day long here. But I'd like to leave her love with you. Know that she is with you and she supports you in what you're doing and where you've gone, and it just wants you to to be happy, right, and to make the most of what you have as well. So Paul, thank you very much for receiving that message. I shall leave her love with you. Thank you. Wow. Hello to everybody that's just come on as well. If you are commenting, hello to you all as well. Do keep your comments coming in. Do keep liking and sharing the show out, sharing SPTV out as well. So yeah, thank you for joining me this evening. Right, let's grab some water here. Debbie Lamb, hello Debbie Lamb. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Rachel. See, that's the kind of evidence that I like. It's random, but it's specific. And to get the name of Oscar, I mean, maybe I deserve an Oscar. I don't know. A spiritual Oscar. Oh, yeah, SPT. Oh, mate, I'll look out for that. Get voting, people. Actually, they can't hear what you're saying to me, so they've probably got no clue what I'm talking about. But anyway, I'm on one this evening. Can't you tell? Right. Thank you, Rachel, for saying that. Kerry, thank you very much. Right. I've got another person coming in, but I don't know where I'm going with this because I had him talk to me earlier on. So I give as much information as I can. And if you can take all of what I'm saying, then do get your comment in. And I'll try and be as specific as I can with this one. So, gentleman would have had darker hair in his younger years. I actually don't feel he passed too old. Actually, I don't know what I mean by too old because age is subjective. But what is showing me is I feel he was very good with a hammer. Now, what I mean is, I feel like he's in a shed somewhere or like an outbuilding or something, and I feel like he's making something because I want to nail bits and pieces of wood together. And what it showed me is a memory of, and look, many people do this who do DIY things. So it might sound quite common, but as he's nailed this thing in, he's smacked his thumb, and it's blown up like a balloon. It's gone really purple, and I feel like he would have shown you this, and you would have laughed. So he's not being too serious about it. So I think there is that memory of, I'm going to say dad. That's my feeling. I've got dad being shouted in my head. And I feel that he did that because I'm smacking this wood together, this nail in. I've hit my thumb. He's gone ouch and then said a word, which I'm not going to repeat. And so he's shown it to you or the family and you laughed at it. And he didn't find it too funny at the time, but is bringing that in as a memory. I feel like January is important. David, I can relate. My dad was a carpenter. Okay, so Gemma, let me see if I can work there with you, right? So bear with me a second. I do think January is important. I know Amanda Slade says sounds like my dad. So I'm going to give you a few more bits to try and be more specific. So January be your birthday, passing, anniversary, because that was very clear in my mind as well. And I also feel like it's trying to give me the name, which it sounds like it's Alan. I don't think it's Adam. There's a name of Alan is there somewhere as well. Now, not necessarily his name, but there would be a name that. And I feel like this man would have had a brother. It's just mentioned the brother. He said, mention my brother. So I don't know whether his brother's name is Alan or what, but it just said, mention my brother. So there is another man there as well. So is there anything? And Semolina, you like Semolina? Right. He liked semolina, apparently. That horrible dessert. Is it a dessert thing? Yeah. That. Let me see. Okay. I do feel pulled to Gemma, I've got to say, actually. So thank you everyone else that has also commented. If you can take other bits from what I'm about to say, then please do. But I feel like I want to focus in on Gemma Butler, if that's all right. So Gemma, you can take Adam and Alan. Oh, okay. It's funny why I got both names. Well, not funny. It obviously fits. So Gemma, you can understand this being your dad. I think I remember you saying there as well. So yeah, January is important. And can you just confirm that semolina, Gemma, unless she already has done, Richard, but that just seemed quite important for me to mention. The semolina. Okay, it's a memory. Right, fabulous. That's fine. Unless that's to do with January, but we'll still continue. Has there been? All right. So, Gemma, with your dad, he seems quite crafty, I want to say. Yeah, he was a carpenter. Okay. But it must obviously it's going to have that crafty bit to it. If he's a carpenter, you ate it in front of him. Okay. It's just talking about semolina. And I don't feel overly talkative with him, to be honest. I feel very focused on my work because I'm just seeing him in a shed or somewhere. He's kind of got his back to me as I'm looking at him because he's got his head down and he's really working really hard. So I feel like your dad was very much a hard worker. He was very passionate about his carpentry. He loved doing it, enjoyed doing it, and he worked really hard at it. But it's not it's not saying too much to me. What else do you want to give me, my friends? Okay. All right. Okay. Right, Gemma, I've got to mention to you about the hedgehog. This feels more recent to me. So I don't know if you've had a hedgehog in your garden recently or there's something else about a hedgehog, but it just said to me, mention the hedgehog. Because he wants to make sure that you understand that this is your dad coming in by him mentioning those things that are either going on now or recently happened. But yeah, this hedgehog's important. Yes, that was he always had. Oh, it was in his shed. Okay, fab. And that's where he is. I feel it's his happy place. Is that a yes? A laughing about the hedgehog? Well, I hope it is. It's very random. Oh, your son found it. Okay. So it's just dad's way of acknowledging that he saw that, he was there at that moment, and just to give the evidence here that this is your dad's coming through, which is why I'm focusing on you. Now, there's also, is that a memory or is that a holiday? I feel this is a holiday he's talking about. Gemma, that must also be links to Portugal, because that comes into my mind quite clearly as well. It said Portugal. Now, the only thing I'm not clear on is whether that is a recent memory of going to Portugal or there's a holiday coming up going to Portugal. But that's very clear, right? I won't dwell on it. I won't try and misinterpret it. It's just Portugal is important. Hopefully you will understand that. What else? Okay, the ancestry fat. Okay. Now, Gemma, it's also talking about doing the family tree, looking into your ancestry. So it feels like he's either encouraging that or kind of suggesting to look into it more. So I don't know if you've had the thought of, do I look into my ancestry? Do I start doing the family tree? You might have already started doing it, but it seems to be important to him. I'm not sure on that, but that's fine. If you're not sure, take it. But yeah, Portugal was really clear in my head. But yeah, this ancestry thing seems quite clear, and the family tree stuff. All right, yes, that okay. And this might sound a bit strange, Gemma, but it almost seems the reason it's mentioning the family tree is because one family is really important to him. You want to? Well, it's just the encouragement of that then, Gemma, because he just talks about it. It's just kind of saying it's a good idea. And so getting back to what I was just about to say as well, it might sound quite strange, but it seems that your dad was really proud of his name, and I mean the family name. But like myself, that if I was to ever, I don't know, I don't know why I'm even saying this, but I'm going to use it as an example. If I was to ever get married, I would still keep my family name because I'm proud of the Hale name. There's not many of us left on that side of the family, so I'm quite proud of that name. And it feels like your dad is similar. He's very proud of the Butlers, if that's, unless that's not you, that's a different, unless you're married and therefore it's not his name. But it's just something to do with he's quite proud of that name. I was waving a flag at me, so that's symbolic to me of being quite patriotic, to do with do with the family name, right? So he's just confirming that to me. All right, thank you. What were you saying? Yeah, okay, you did. All right. Yes, makes sense. You know, it's talking about, I named my son after him. Okay, fabulous. That's good. And this might sound obvious going with the carpenter theme, but he's saying, I had really rough hands, he said. I Swarfi, is it Swarfigo? Is that, I think my granddad used that. It's talking about having really rough hands and having to use a particular like cream or moist, because Swarfiga just jumped in my head, so I'm going to say that as well. But it had to use this particular cream or moisturizer that he had to use on his hands because it keeps rubbing that into his hands. But it had strong hands though. I suppose you would have to being a carpenter. But it's making me wear quite strong hands. Good with his hands. Good with his hands even. Right. Let's give it another thing before I wrap up here. What are you talking to me about? The electrics. Okay. So Gemma, what last thing I want to say before I give you the message here is making me feel like in your house where you're living at the moment, there are things going on with the electric. So it could be that lights are flickering and you think, what's going on here? Or things are turning off by himself or something. And I don't necessarily want to say that's him doing it, but it's more of the awareness of those things going on to show that he is there seeing what's currently going on. See, I'm not going to say, oh, it's a sign from spirit, it's a sign from him. My feeling is more he's aware of those things going on. So I just want to leave that with you as well. Okay, but I feel, Gemma, that is the message really is within that. It's that dad hasn't gone far. He knows your son was named after him. He knows that there's those things going on in your house, and he just wanted to come forward this evening just to make you aware that he is there. So the feeling then there is that it's what you needed to hear, that you needed to know that dad hasn't gone very far and that he is still around, right? That's my feeling as to what the message is. And that, Gemma, is how I want to leave that message with you. Dad's there, ain't gone too far. And I'll leave it with you, Gemma. And thank you very much for taking that. And thank you to the other ladies as well, who also did comment earlier. If you could take bits from that, please do. But I do feel I was zoomed in and connected with Gemma there. So thank you, Gemma. And good evening to everyone else that has been coming on as well. Do keep your comments coming in. and keep liking and sharing. That'd be fabulous. Okay. Hello, Kerry. Thank you for your little heart there, your little flower. Ben Davis, thank you very much for your comment. What have I got going on in my head? Let me see. No, stop that behaviour. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Stace. Right, I don't know who I'm with, I'm afraid. Because this lady just jumped in. Okay. I'm laughing because what I'm seeing in my head is quite comical, people. So again, if you can understand, this is quite specific, this bit. So hopefully I won't need to be going around trying to find out who this is for. It's quite specific. So if anyone can understand it, please do jump in straight away. I've got an older lady here. So I feel, because I feel like I'm in my 70s, 80s with this lady, a very small lady, but I feel a lot of personality. And so I feel it's a grandma. Otherwise, if not a grandma, it will be an older mother, making you a little bit older. But I do feel grandma. She's got a very grandmotherly feel to her. And she's quite giggly, and the fact that someone will have a memory. I feel this lady liked to eat an apple, right? Because I've got Granny Smith's being put in my head. I don't think her name was Granny Smith. I don't think it's more because I'm seeing an apple, and the reason being is because there's a memory that she's bit into this apple, and as she's pulled away from it, she's left a set of false teeth in the apple. Now that's why I was giggling, because I thought it was quite funny. Now that's what I'm seeing in my head, right? So that is quite specific. I don't think that everyone's gonna have that memory. So it's little old lady. I think she'll wear glasses as well. Quite a jovial lady. Bit into this apple and left her teeth in it. And I feel that is a memory there. And very clean, because there's a lot. I can smell bleach, and I've got this feeling of cleaning with this bleach. So this lady would have been quite tidy, quite clean. Not really tidy, I guess, but more clean. So I've got a smell of bleach here. And that's what she's done. So I feel that is the memory that she left her teeth in this apple. So if you can understand that, I know it's not a lot of information. However, I do feel it's quite specific, right? But you will need to have that memory. It's not just about her liking apples. No, this is a memory of leaving her teeth in it. I want to sit. Oh, Jeanette Max of my gran was Granny Smith. Oh, I see. Let me see what else I can get from her. Okay, there is a birthday. I don't normally get it like that, but she's saying it. She's telling me that I normally just get the month of the year thrown at me, but she has been specific and said that somebody was born in December. There's a child that was born in December. I don't know how old this child is. Zoe David, my gran did that. Okay, Zoe, let me work. I might be there. But this teeth in the apple thing, that's too specific not to mean anything. Yeah, she just said to me there's a birthday in December. This is not a person she's talking about. She's trying to get me to the right person. There's a birthday in December. Margaret Anderson, before my gran died, she said she would mention the last thing we ate was apple pie. She would say that's a sign. I'm sure she will do that, but I don't know if it's this, Margaret, to be honest. This is not an apple pie I'm seeing. This is these teeth left in this apple. Because I feel this lady was quite I feel quite smiley with her. I don't go over the top with it, but she seems quite positive, and I feel like she thinks that memory is quite funny. I'm getting tarot cards shown to me as well, so someone would do tarot cards as well. There's card readings I've got going on. I don't think it was her though. Richard, can I come to Zoe? Actually, okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So Zoe, I'm pulled to you, my love. So let me work there if that's all right. So Zoe, as quick as you can, just get your comments in. So Zoe, I know you do this work as well. Which is why so she's shown me those. Your cousin's birthday is December. So I don't know if this cousin is if this is a shared grandmother, unless it's the other side of the family. But I just need to mention that she was very clear there was someone born in December. That yeah. So the tarot cards, I know you probably do that anyway, but she's shown me these cards that I've got. So she's the awareness of those cards I'll give you. She said something to me a minute ago and I've lost it. Okay. Will you understand the bleach link as well, Zoe? Because that bleach was quite obvious to me as well, because I could smell it. I could see the bottle of bleach as well. So I need to give that because she showed that to me very clearly. Lucky. Okay. Do I mention that as well? All right. Oh. Yes, a shared grandmother. Okay. Zoe, I've got to give you the name of Anne. It looks like Anne to me. I'm even writing it in my notepad, Anne. But I think my feeling is it's spelled A-double-N-E. Not that it necessarily makes a difference, but I want to give the name of Anne. Yes, she always used bleach. Okay, fabulous. Well, I think she still is because I can smell it around her. So yeah, very clean. What else did we say to me, my darling? Okay. So she's mentioning someone who I don't know if she's saying this to me symbolically or whether it's literally someone had this condition, but there's a feeling of her having the awareness of someone in the family who she's saying to me cerebral palsy. Now, I don't know if she's saying that, I've never had this before, so I don't know if she's saying that someone did actually have cerebral palsy in the family or whether that she's saying that symbolically for me to mention some kind of disability. But the way she said it to me was cerebral palsy. So again, don't know if it's someone literally had it, or it's just someone in the family has some kind of disability. But I just need to reference that as well. Oh, Anne was a sister. Oh, okay. And spell A-double-N-E. Well, okay. Spirit doing well tonight. What else? What do you want me to say? What are you doing? You're taking off what? Okay. She's also taken off a ring, Zoe, as well. I don't know if it's a wedding ring, an engagement ring, but she's taken off a ring. So my feeling is the reason she's showing me it that way is because someone living. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I'm taking it off and I'm doing that. So yes, one of her. Oh, get out of it. Yes, one of her siblings had it. Wow. Okay. Okay. Look, I'm surprised myself that even this evening. Anyhow, so yeah, someone has a ring, so I need to give you that as well. And she also keeps mentioning Lucky Charm. Lucky Charm. I don't feel it's a cereal. Lucky Charms. It seems to me that someone either has something of hers which would be considered as a lucky charm. And I don't know if it's an actual charm that would be on something like a charm bracelet or a necklace or something. But there's a charm which someone has, which they would consider lucky because she's calling it a lucky charm. Oh, your auntie has her rings. Okay, that's fair enough. That's why she was handing it over to me. Okay, that's really random. But I just want me to. Okay. Right, Zoe. She's either mentioning to me somebody, and this is really random, so bear with me, but someone eating either shredded wheat or shreddies for breakfast. I'm not quite sure which, unless it's both, but I'm not quite sure which one she's talking to me about. I can't quite get it clearly in my head whether it's shredded, because I'm seeing both shredded wheat and then shreddies. So again, I just need to give you those as well, just as evidence from her. What else? I've got to mention the month of March. Okay, I've got to mention the month of March as well. Zoe, as a birthday pass. She's not giving me any information on that one. Like before, she said someone was born in December. She just said to me, mention March, so birthday party anniversary, I've got to give you a bottle of Baileys as well, because you just mentioned the Baileys. Now, I don't know what she means with this, Zoe, but she's mentioning Christmas. So no, well, it's not going to be far away, right? Without worrying anybody, because the year's going really fast. She had them every day. Oh, was that the cereal we're talking about? She had them every day. Oh, I see. Okay. But yeah, she's also mentioning March was her birthday. Okay. There's a Margaret. Sorry, I've just had that in my head. Yes, she liked her Baileys at Christmas. That makes sense, because what she showed me is she's going to have a mince pie. She's brought that into my mind as well. She's going to have a mince pie, which is how she got me to that Christmas bit. Okay. Do you know what, Zoe? I feel like in the spirit world, she's having a lovely time. I feel very friendly with your grandma. I feel quite sociable with her as well, because I feel like she does like to talk. I will say that. But she's got a nice, light personality. That's how I feel she's communicating with me. So she's got a nice personality about her. She's just got a nice energy. She seems quite fun to me. Are you saying anything else, my darling? Mention the There's a significance as well, Zoe, about a pearl earring or pearl earrings. I don't know who's that. I don't know if they're hers or someone else's, but she just said mention the pearl earrings. So I've got to give the pearl earrings. I did say Margaret, didn't I? That name jumped in. June. Now, I don't know if that's a name she's given me or a month of the year that's important, but she just said June quickly. She just said that to me very quickly as well. Okay, I feel like, Zoe, what she just said is she must have a lot of friends over there with her, because she's talking about the fact that she's met up with her friends. There's at least 2 ladies who she spent a lot of time with, who she was quite close to, that she's hanging around. Because I feel like there's 3 of them together, that they're having a little mothers meeting. They're having a little talk. Oh, June is your birthday. Okay. But yeah, there's at least 2 other ladies that just got with her. So there's 3 of them. There'll probably be more there. But yeah, there's at least 2 others with her. So Zoe, Nan here. Now this is might sound quite cliched or generic, but yes, all her friends have passed. Bless her heart. Well, she's reunited, having a lovely time there. My feeling is she's just letting you know that she is proud of what you're doing and what you've achieved, right? That might sound quite watery and flim, I know, but it's just what she's putting in my mind, and I can't help what spirit say to me. But she just wants to get that across to you. But I feel like I don't know if she comes close to you that often with you doing what you do, because it feels to me like she doesn't want to invade your space or invade your privacy, right? She's what so much. So I want to use the term watching from afar. She'll come in when she needs to you directly, right? But I feel like she's the kind of lady, she doesn't want to invade your space. She's having a lovely time where she is, and she'll help guide you when needed, but I don't feel like she wants to be in your face, if that makes any sense what I'm saying. She'd rather allow you to blossom and develop and get on with what you're supposed to be doing. I feel that's what she's trying to say. So she's basically saying that even if you don't feel her sometimes, she is still there. She does sometimes, not all the time. And that's kind of her messages to reassure you that although you can't always feel her, she is still there. And so that's why she's come in this evening, just to say, yes, I'm here, but I'm letting you get on with things and do things on your terms, basically. That's important for me to say. Do things on your terms, not on other people's. Right, that's very clear that I need to say that to you. So hopefully there's a message within that, what I've just said. So Zoe, I'm happy to wrap that up there and leave your nan's love with you. All right. So do take that message, and I hope you're well. So thank you very much for taking that. Thank you, Zoe. Okay, people. So we are going to have a little, very short break. Don't go anywhere because we will be back. So roll them, Richard.
Join us at the Bognor Regis Spiritualist Centre for a captivating mediumship demonstration on Saturday the 11th November from 7:30 p.m. Experience an evening of connection with the spiritual realms, featuring the talents of Bill Hughes, David Hale and Caroline Johnson. For more information and to book tickets, please visit bognorspiritualistcentre.co.uk.
Nadija Bajami, a proficient strategic hypnotherapist, mind coach, grief educator, accomplished Reiki master, and gifted psychic medium, extends a warm invitation to join us on an exploration during a 4-week introductory mediumship course. As a special privilege, this extraordinary opportunity is being offered to our esteemed VIP members without any associated costs. Immerse yourself in the art of refining your innate talents and finding balance in communion with the realm of spirits. The course begins on Sunday, November 5th, at 7 p.m. via Zoom, and details will be placed in the VIP lounge. For more information on becoming a VIP, visit sptv.uk. Tonight from 8 p.m, join us for our popular show, Live with Spirit, which offers the opportunity for different readers to demonstrate their mediumship or psychic abilities.
So we're back. Thank you for sticking around, everybody, and thank you again for all your comments, for your likes and your shares as well. So just one little thing to mention, the SPTV Oracle deck is now available to pre-order, and Richard's going to leave the link on the page as well. So if you want to pre-order them, the link is there. Get your pre-orders in, because I'm sure that they will sell out quite quickly. So get your orders in for the SPTV Oracle deck. There you go. All right, let's continue with this evening. And who have I got? Who have I got? You need to give me more than that, my friends. I'm very excitable, this one. Okay. So again, people, if you recognize what I'm about to say, please do get your comments in. Again, I try to be as specific as I can, but I do think we've been quite specific this evening. I think Spirit have given us some really good evidence. Come on, don't mess me about now. Right. I've got this a mail that's coming in, all right, and this I feel it's gone past his teenage years. Actually, I don't know if I'm in my 20s or 30s. Now, the reason I'm saying I'm not sure is because I do feel this man is a young man that's coming in would have acted far more younger than his age, right? So I do feel a bit of a joker, a bit of not, I don't say a wild one because that sounds really dramatic, but someone who enjoyed his life. I feel a bit, what do I want to say? It feels a little bit hyperactive to me as well, actually. What else does he want to say? Because what he's doing is he's standing on the spot and is bouncing, and it's like he's got ants in his pants. It's always itching for the next thing to do. Am I still there? Because I can't hear you, Richard. Am I still? Oh, I still am. Okay, because I froze a little bit. Am I? on my own screen, see. So I thought, okay. Oh, I'm fine, thank you. So yeah, so a young lad, adult, but slim, very slim. He would have had very short hair. I feel quite casually dressed. I don't know if I've got a tracksuit on or something like that. That's how I see him. There is something about his eyes, though, as in they're either piercing or they're stunning. You look at his eyes, it's one of the first thing you'd notice. But yeah, he's really excitable. He's bouncing up and down on the spot. I do feel his passing is either tragic or it was sudden, because I don't feel like we expected his passing. Right, I don't feel that. I do feel it was very much a shock. Very much. Didn't see it coming, is my feeling. I don't get how he passed. It doesn't tell me that, doesn't talk about that. But my feeling is it was just a sudden passing, almost out of the blue type situation. He just keeps bouncing up and down. It's like I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to say he lived life on the wild side, but it does feel a little bit like he did things which would make you worry, right? Whether it's driving fast or doing an extreme sport or activity or something. It's a bit like, oh God. Is what it feels like. Let me see. Jan Butt, sounds like my son, Jack the lad. He was 19, he'd be 36 now. He was like that. Take it all. Short hair, tall, yeah, tall, blue, stunning eyes, car accident. Okay, Jan, let me work with you because that does feel right to me. I was going to say tall, but I didn't, unfortunately. But there you go. So Jan, let me work with you. That he never missed nothing. Oh yeah, okay, all right. Oh, okay. So Jan, but I'm going to work with you, my darling. So do get your comments coming in. Okay. What are you saying to me? What are you giving me? Great. Okay. Jan, bless your heart. Your boy here is giving me the color green to give you. And let me just explain what that is. So we will interpret colors differently, but green is my healing color. And he said to me, Mum needs some healing. Mum needs some healing. And he's showed me the color green. So it's almost, if I could encase you in that color, then I would, right? So it's to give you that healing. Now, it might sound obvious. It could be healing still for the grief that you experience losing your son. It could be healing for maybe you've got some ailments, aches and pains somewhere. But he said, Mum needs healing, so I'm giving you that that healing, Jan, from your son, right? He's always on the go, Jan. I've got to say, because now he was bouncing at one point, and now he's legged it down the road, running really fast. So I don't know if that's a sporty side of him is showing me, or whether he was just a fast runner. I ain't got a clue. But it's just kind of legged it in my head down the street and has run really, really fast. So again, so you'll be able to interpret that. It's not doing it in my mind in a sports setting. It's more his just run, whether he liked to go for a run, whether he was known to be quite a fast runner, but he's just legged it down this road. What do you want me to give her? Okay, all right. I also need to give you, Jan. He wants to give you a yellow flower, right? I don't tend to do a lot of flowers because they can be a bit airy-fairy, but I need to give you a yellow flower. Never sat still. Yes, he was fast. And yellow flowers, to me, they can be symbolic of giving you something to cheer you up, right? With that brightness of the yellow, it's linked to your solar plexus chakra, which is about confidence and healing and happiness and putting some joy back in your life. But it could also be literal that you like yellow flowers. Now, I'm not an expert with flowers. Obviously, I can tell a rose from a dandelion, but it's just that he needs to give you. So the funny thing is, now it's affecting my throat. When he gives it to you, he places it on your heart. Now, I'm kind of asking why. And I think the feeling is because of the colour of the yellow and the love in your heart, he wants to put happiness back into your heart, is how I'm interpreting that, right? As he gives it to you, he wants you to place it here to bring that joy and happiness back within you, right? Um, did you? Okay. So could do upliftment. Well, you're receiving it, so please receive that from your boy. And what is also just said to me, Jan, is this must have happened recently, maybe even within the last week. Is that what he said to me is, I sat next to her on the sofa. So my interpretation of that is, in a recent time, when you've been sat there, you have either felt or sensed like an energy or a presence sat next to you, and you've looked. There is no one physically there, but you've felt that something has been there. And I feel that is your boy that is doing that. Because he said to me, I sat with her on the sofa. So my feeling is you have felt that recently, and it's just validating what you felt, that you're not going mad, you're not imagining things, is that his presence has been there with you. What else? Are you saying anything else? Where are you taking me? Oh, we always gave you daffodils too. Okay, bless your heart. That'd be the validation for that then. No, okay. Jan, I need to give you the month of you do sense him. Okay. I need to give you the month of November. He just brought my mind down. It's like I see a calendar in my head, like in a line, like from January down to December, and it just took my mind down to November. So I thought November will be a significant month as well. He's not given me much else, Jan, because I think he's very busy. That's how it feels to me. In the spirit world, he still hasn't stopped, right? He's up and down, he's bouncing around. But as he should, right? You don't change when you go over to spirit. You take your personality with you. So, why would it change? But it just goes to show that no matter how he passed in the spirit world, that those physical things, like in the accident, no longer applies to his spirit body. Those things affect the physical body, not his spirit body. So in his spirit body, he is in one piece. He is fine. He's running around doing things that we should be doing down here. So do know, Jan, and this is kind of where the message comes in, is that where he is all right, and that is still that contact that you have. You can never break the contact between, or that link between a mother and a child, or a father and a child. That link is always there. And I guess it's his way of saying, I'm still there, Mum. But ultimately, I think from his point of view, it's important that you do take the healing that he's giving. All right. So do take that, absorb that. I know that healing is coming from your boy in spirit. But Jan, I'm happy to leave your boy's love with you. So thank you very much for putting your comment in there. And that's it. Yeah, I broke the link. So thank you very much, Jan, again. Well, ladies and gents, it's time for me to wrap up my little show this evening. Thank you very much for joining. And just as a reminder, at 8 p.m. this evening, you have Stace and Richard doing their reading. So do stay tuned. Do stick around for that as well. But as always, thank you very much for joining me this evening. Thank you very much for your comments, your interaction, as always. And do join me again in 2 weeks' time at the same time. So until then, look after yourselves, and I'll speak to you all soon.